Sorry about the dogs. The dogs won't stop barking. I might have to yell at them in a few minutes if they don't stop. What is up, everyone? Uh, how's it going? Fred Crawlers are us, RC. Couple things I want to do in this video is first, well, maybe not first. I don't know if I want to unbox this first or if I want to talk about the Reckless RC East Coast Challenge. But I'm thinking so far so good. If it was a little warmer, it'd be even better. How about you? How's it going? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I want to unbox this first or if I want to get to the news about the East Coast Challenge. I'm thinking I am going to unbox this first because I'm excited, and we will eventually turn this Kyosho 1966 Chevy C10 fleet side pickup into a two-wheel drive, and I have the light kit in the house, which I'll probably do another video of installing the lights and making this one two-wheel drive. Oh, my chair's squeaking. Just like I did with my 57 Chevy. Eventually, I will put my other camera overhead so it'll be a little easier to see. We have lights all over the place, so the lighting is a little weird in here, which, according to my TV, the lighting is really, really well. So I don't know if this screen is off or the TV screen is off. So, but once again, Kyosho Phaser chassis, 1966 Chevy C10 fleet side. Picked this one up from the local hobby shop, Fields Hobby, which I buy just about everything from because why not? It's convenient, and you got to support your local hobby shop. So we're gonna unbox this. I mean, most people know that all the electronics are pretty much the same in them. You have the 14-turn 550 motor. You know, the one thing I do like about these chassis and these drivetrains is they don't put those stupid bushings in. Everything is bearing. So they usually run really, really well and very smooth. Especially my 57 Chevy, when I take that out, that thing is, it's just smooth. And then two-wheel drive, especially rear-wheel drive, when that thing takes off in slow motion, it looks really, really well. You know, it kind of burns out a little bit and gives it that little sway in the back end, which I will end up doing to this too, because let's face it, these days, back in the 60s, these didn't come all-wheel drive. So I'm going to dig into this because I'm excited to see how it looks. And another pre-order that I was excited for. And I'm hoping they stop coming out with stuff for a little while because I'm running out of money. But basically the ESC is kind of like a 1060. I think most know the electronics in these because they are a pretty common machine. But box, Kyosho 67 or 66 fleet side. Awesome vehicles. I love these things. They're smooth. I like even though the controller is big and bulky, doing good working on a one-off clodbuster. Working on a one-off too, huh? Right now I got a few of these in the works. Custom dump truck, four-wheel drive K truck from WPL. Pretty much all mocked up. I had to paint the bed yesterday. Went with a gritty kind of paint, which will match a Tamiya truck I have, which still needs a couple little things finished up. Nothing crazy. So that one will have a light kit in it as well. So, and this stupid little thing crawls amazing. This chassis is a WPL. What was that? WPL, I think 18 scale or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I bought one of those chassis, but we actually have two identical trucks in the works because behind me is a little construction site. I know you guys probably can't see it, but we have a little construction site that we use all the construction equipment on. So we needed more cool little neat dump vehicles to get in some of the tighter spots. So why not create something, and something that's different and something that I really don't see done. And I followed it up with the ugliest goldish red interior just so people can laugh at it. What are you going to do? Plus, we put the snap-on gas pump for the scale garage that's over there. So we've been busy here in the shop working on things. But it's cool to see others commenting about working on projects while they're watching YouTube, just like I usually do. So, but now let's see here. Oh, I got that one taped. Don't cut the body. Do not cut the body. Look at, they even give you a little handle to lift it. Okay. Let's, I guess, what is going on, guy? Huh? Long time no see. How you doing, buddy? Actually, long time no talk, not no see. I can't really see you. You can see me. Another one with the nice chrome brake kit. Also with the different suspension tuning, which I usually take them out because I drop these right to the ground. And this one I'll probably leave the back end up a little high to give it that little bit of low muscle car feel that these things should have. My 57 Chevy is just kind of dropped right to the ground, which is perfectly fine because it doesn't really do anything, just like this one won't. So, see here. Another one of the big bulky controllers that they come with, which really doesn't matter to me that much because doing good, working too damn much. You and me both. When I'm not working at the regular shop, I kind of have the shop going now, and it's still a disaster because I've been pounding out projects, but we're slowly getting things on the wall, shelves in, TVs up, and all that other fun stuff. But what are we going to do, right? It's a little bit of time-consuming work, and I don't like doing the time-consuming work. I like to get right into the projects, which there's one right here, too, that has to be done. Not enough time in a day. Definitely not enough time in the day. So, but once again, I don't mind this controller because you do have, I seen that. yeah, we're, like I said, I mean, between the other dump truck I just finished and this, I mean, I think I'll be the first one in West New York with a full 4-wheel drive dump body K truck. So I'm kind of excited for that. Not only do I have one, but we are working on 2 and then maybe a couple more. But once again, I like this controller not because of the fact that, you know, it's big and heavy, because nobody likes that. It's not very comfortable in your hand. Right? Believe me, everything around here has been money lately. It's just, whether it's that Traxxas Ford Raptor, which is that thing is neat. I like that thing. It's fun. Jumping that thing the other day was a blast. I just wish it was warmer. I like these controllers only because of the throttle. Like, you can slow this thing down so it just kind of walks and cruises, or you can bump it up, and once you bump that thing up, these things take off like crazy. All-wheel drive would definitely be the best way to go, but me personally, all-wheel drive wasn't how they came, so what are you going to do, right? Put a 2-wheel drive. Learn how to drive. I'm still learning. I'm just using the Cloudbuster, then I 3D 3D printed a 74 F-150 hard body with a full interior. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that's one thing that we're hopefully going to get the paint booth done sometime this week, since we have quite some time off from work, which is great. So I'm hoping paint booth in, and then I'm hoping to purchase a 3D printer, and then building a hot box for it so that all my prints stay nice and warm, and there should be no issue. Yeah, there is no driver mod. I'm not a very good driver. I'm a terrible. Believe me, my cousin seen the way I was driving with that Ford Raptor from Traxxas. I was launching that off every little hill I could possibly find. We're going to need something bigger to cut this. Did I leave anything out? Did not. That's one thing we've been doing, is trying to keep everything. As my buddy Bert usually sits on this side, and he's been working on the other K truck while I was working on this one. So we needed all the tools like kind of evenly spaced between us. So I kind of like the fact that everything is within arm's reach. But let's see how good this thing looks, huh? Once again, they did use the body post, which I'm kind of over it. Whatever. I mean, I guess if it works well for them, it works well. Me personally, I don't like them. So, but I didn't design the truck. I just like the way it looks. Obviously, you can get a clear body, just like a lot of people were doing with the 57 Chevys, which I should probably still get a clear body for it so I could get rid of the stupid body posts. But for now, it works just like this one. Like I said, I mean, it stinks that they put the body post on there, and it stinks that they kind of overglued the tire. I know you guys probably can't see that, but they overglued the tire and got it a little bit on the tire and makes it look like poop. Whatever. Not a big deal. What are you going to do? But for the price of these, what, $250? I mean, you really can't go. My heck is going on my camera and just all of a sudden brightened up. Okay. All right, fair enough. But I don't like the fact I got two huge dimples in the roof. I have no idea why they did that, and now I see why they did that. So this top piece unscrews from the inside. So this top piece actually comes off. This is actually a hard plastic piece with 4 screws that comes on and off. Why didn't they mold it? Probably wasn't too easy. But they could have at least not dimpled this stupid thing. But it is what it is. For $250 to get a beautiful grill, a beautiful body. Chrome stickers are always beautiful. I would definitely like to see that, Fred. I definitely like to see that. It's cool to see everybody else's custom builds, considering that I haven't really seen too many as far as in the local area, other than people doing the drifters and stuff like that. I haven't really seen anybody other than do bolt-ons. Nobody's really did anything like completely custom lately that I have noticed. So it would be cool to see some other cool custom builds. Me personally, I mean, I just been trying to shoot out of the box with things, just like my Tamiya dump truck that my buddy Jerry, I got off my buddy Jerry. It had a flatbed on it. We made a tilt, put a different bed on it. So now we got another little tiny, cool little dump like this. Plus these and the course back there. This one's going to come in handy really well because I'll be able to get some of the rocks and stones in the tight spots that I need it. So we did test it on the course for the 18 scales and the 24 scales, and it crawled over everything better than most 18 scales and 24 scales. So obviously we're on to something good with this one. So we just got to keep this one and that one in the family until we dial everything in as far as making others. But once again, for $250, I'm not really going to complain about the stupid little dimples. Chrome mirrors are beautiful. Um, Chrome gas cap, beautiful. All the chrome stickers, just like the 57 Chevy, are clean. No issues. I like the license plate, the chrome bumper with the divots on it. I do have the full light kit, which I believe is the tails and the headlights. I have to double check. Greg from Fields, he ordered them up when these came out. So, knowing Greg, I have the right kit for this, just like I had the right kit for the 57. So, that's why I like everybody at Fields, because usually when they look something up, I usually get the right parts the first time instead of me ordering them online and going, oh man, I ordered the wrong ones, which I know we all have done. But once again, I think this body will look sick on a drift car. And when I know for a fact in two-wheel drive, you put some drift wheels on this thing, you could probably get it going all over the place, other than the fact that you're going to mess up the front with the steering because there's no gyro or anything. But I know you guys can't see it that well. That's why I can't wait to get the overhead camera set up in here, because I'll be doing more of the live streams and stuff in here because it's just easier instead of in the front studio that I used to use. But all the logos are real nice. The door handles, chrome, but stickers, not a big deal. Chrome wipers. The chrome window trim is doing the same thing that it always does around the turns. Not a big deal. I like the actual chrome on this side with the custom in the center. That's awesome. The letterings for Chevy, beautiful, just like it would be in 66. They use the same style wheels that they used on the 57, and they use on most of their GM product releases for these. Like I said, they always do a good job with the bodies. It just stinks that you have body posts. Like I said, the radial tires look good. I like the tread on the radial tires. I know, like I said, I know you guys can't really see it, but I think you guys could probably see that now. Like I said, I love this chassis. The Phaser chassis is one of my favorites. From the suspension, the tuning options, the way it handles, all-wheel drive, this thing handles like spot on. Like you turn that wheel, it does its thing, and it does it well. That's why I always continuously buy these when I like a body that comes out. I like the Buicks that they came out with. I just wish the flip open headlights were actually like servo driven, which is probably going to be another thing I end up getting, and making those things open with a little servo or something, because I would like to have one of those in my stash of junk. Actually, it's not junk. Hopefully, if I pass away anytime soon, somebody's going to have an awesome collection of vehicles, that's for sure. Most of my trucks are show. It's funny you said that, considering that when I just pointed to back there. I don't know. I'll actually try this. It's a mess over there because of painting and everything. Well, not painting near the show cars, but having everything dry and opening boxes and working on a bunch of stuff. But let me see if I could just do this real quick so you can see. I'm working on a custom garage. I got shop lifts. I got all kinds of stuff from my buddy Jerry. I'm a nerd for that kind of stuff. I think I got you guys in the right spot again. Sorry if I don't. Let me see if I can move you guys back. I wasn't expecting to move the camera. Sorry, my big nose and everything breaking away. Okay, is that better? Okay. But yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ain't got time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 60. So I got like 17. I don't have them all down here, like 17 or 18 show vehicles. So that really don't get driven unless we do, which we're going to do more of next year, is we're going to do a lot of just randomly going to a park and walking the park so that we can just kind of show off some of these trucks without driving them around and damaging them. We got the semis up there that we want to do that with. I got my buddy Mike Kroll's Hummer over there that I would like to. I wasn't. Come on, guy. I wasn't trying to top anybody. I just like the look of some of these vehicles to the point where I will drive them, but it's got to be a certain predicament. When I call them the Bobs. When I went to the Bob's place to run the semis, it started downpouring, but I still wanted to drive the 57, so I cruised that around on their little blacktop roads. But yeah, next year we're going to get together more on Friday evenings, go to parks, the waterfront, such as things like that. I don't know if that even made sense, but we want to just kind of cruise the stuff that we don't get to drive too often without any kind of issues. So just a few of us get together and bring out the show stuff and just kind of walk around and cruise. And this will be another one. So like I said, I do that a lot with the 57. I just kind of bring it out just to cruise around with it. Sometimes we find a nice straightaway. We'll turn the throttle up and we will punch it just to get some videos and slow-mo videos of it cruising and doing a little bit of burnouts. Because believe me, you find the right spot and it can kick up just a tiny little bit of dust in slow motion. It looks awesome. Let's see here. Take these off. I just want to see if they designed anything different than I love mine, but you have some really nice rides. Thank you, buddy. If you ask anybody, I'm a stickler for when it comes to my show cars. Right now, those are dusty because of the construction equipment, but we were just watching some videos of how people clean some of their RCs, and a lot of them use a. Thanks, Fred. Yeah, we kind of nerd out. It's like I said, it's a mess in here right now because we're still adding shelves, building things, trying to get it 100% operable so that we can do everything we possibly need to in my garage instead of driving all the way out to my shop and doing it in there. This is just more convenient. So, but that's still a work in progress. We have to build the overhangs. We have to build the second story above the actual shop spot. So we'll have a shop spot, an outside spot. Outside spot's got a lift. Inside's got a working lift. Like I said, from my buddy Jerry, it is the RC 4-wheel drive lift. And the Hummer that's on that lift has to be about 30 pounds, and which is full light kit, winches, smoke machine, just a neat looking rig. And it's 30 pounds in that RC 4-wheel drive lifted up like nothing. But we want to drive more of that stuff next year. But let me see if, so this is pretty much, nothing has really changed as far as anything with the suspension or drivetrain. Everything looks pretty much the same. It's got the chrome, got the chrome rotors on there with the red calipers. So nothing's really too much difference in this. Did a 32 Ford stand on a SST Trail King Pro Kit. That is awesome. And that's another thing I want to do too is with the 3D printer is I want to build some rat rods. I always had a thing for the rat rods, open wheel concept vehicles. So I would like to make a couple rat rods. So yeah, a 32 Ford would be sweet. On a SSD Trail King Pro Kit. Yes, that is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Are you on Facebook or anything besides just YouTube? Because sometimes I like to get in depth with nerding out with pictures and stuff like that, and just seeing details of things. So, how you doing, CDRC? We're doing good. We're doing good. just tinkering and playing in my messy shop because of all the stupid custom things that we got going on. This still has to be done. That's why this is up here. So my buddy brought this little snap-on gas pump that actually goes in the garage. It's actually going to go on the outside of the scale garage that we're building. But we put lights in it. He just found the top of it, so we need to run lights into this as well, so that lights up. So that's another thing that's on the project list. Hopefully that one will be easy. Working on a 32. Funny you said that, 32. I'm waiting to make a return to the RC park there. We're getting there. We're getting there. But back to the 32 Ford Hearst. It's funny you said that because we just did a Cookie Monster Volkswagen van for my new neighbor. And so they're younger, about 30 years old. Little story. My parents used to own the house next door. As you can see, there's a door right there, and there's a door over here. So, well, my parents owned the house. My dad actually attached another shed to this garage. Well, they moved, they tore it down. Little did we know we were going to get along so well with the neighbors that we left the door here because my buddy Matt now comes over and his girlfriend comes over. So, excuse me, she brought over this little Cookie Monster Volkswagen van. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Bear with me. Let me see here. So, sorry. I'm gonna try to look for this. Let's see here. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna see, so therefore you guys can get the gist of what I am talking about here. See here. All right, I'm just trying to find actual. Let's see, photos here. Sorry, I'm working. I'm getting there. Let's see what we got. Let's see. All right. I'm going. Hang on, guys. I'm getting there. Let me answer some of these questions. So the 32 Ford Hearst. So I built the Cookie Monster thing. She loved it. It was built on the Element 24 chassis. The wheelbase is just a little bit off, but you really can't notice it because it's lifted. So she loved it so much that she is actually going to buy a Hearst, and she wants to do a Hearst RC car as well. So we're going to actually have that project on the list of things to do, I think, as well. So, but what I want to do here is I want to go here. Let me see if I can show you guys this real quick. And then I'll keep answering the questions. Okay. So this wasn't the finished project. It was going to take too long to find the finished project, but we ended up doing this on the Element 24 chassis. We dropped the body. It now has nice rounded chrome bumpers to match, which were modified to the body and the chassis. Interior was fully redone with painted blue and white to match the outside, so everything had a scheme, as well as some chrome touches as well. Front and rear chrome bumpers, repainted the wheels bright white, so everything matched. So, yeah, we that was one of the other custom projects that we did, and this is the stuff that we are building the shop for because we want to start making more custom stuff. It's been a while since I actually used my imagination to come up with stuff like this, like this stupid K-Truck, and I'm excited to do more, having everything at my disposal. So that is awesome that you're doing the Ford Hearst. I'm waiting to make a return to the RC park there. Yes, next year there will be a lot of changes. I don't know how often it'll be open. as far as letting people in, because we will be taking down the back shed, and the next, I think I measured it out, it was 28 feet. Um, will be done mostly with all of the construction equipment. We're going to get a few of my other friends with hydraulic equipment. I will probably be purchasing a hydraulic excavator or something as well to make things easier. But so next summer will be everything that goes to the back will mostly be done with scale RC construction equipment, because let's face it, we don't really have many places in Western New York to do this. I have so many of them. Other friends have so many of them, and we need to start putting them to use. So, Jerry, buddy, just wait till you see what I bring you next. Oh my gosh! Now what is it? Do I need to make the addition to the garage already? Because I'm running out of room. Um, all right. What do you, Fred? Let me. This is another reason why I liked redoing the shop, because now I have just about everything I need at my arm's disposal. Also, I'm going to write your information down on this, Fred. Um, just to let you know, Fields Hobby, they don't pay me for this. It's just they're always great to me as far as getting me what I need. So this is their information. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how many of you guys are local. I know Jerry's local, and I know a couple others are local. So, but I love the guys over there. Awesome guys, always in a good mood. Always over there to help me spend money and rip me off. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Hey, Fred, do me a favor. Can you, let's see, I 3D printed almost. See, Fred, and that's the thing I want to do, because as I start building more, I want to start building my own, 3D print my own beds, own bodies, own cabs, own headlight buckets, steering wheels, shifters, anything that I can possibly do to make things custom is what I want to start doing. Like I said, most of this truck was completely custom. TRX 4M shocks, servo, bigger servo, 15 kilogram, lifts this bed like nothing, lifts anything in it like nothing. But I also have it mounted so that there is enough suspension droop, and when this goes down, it bottoms out on the shocks, which makes this thing loaded right. But as extra support, I have the servo stopping the links to go down any further, so that this thing should not sag at all, and yet still give you a good amount of flex. And a lot of this stuff was literally free. This is all stuff that I had laying around. People have been yelling at me and laughing at me because I actually have a door hinge to hinge the bed, but in the end of the day, it was all free. And these two are prototypes, so I know for the next time. So, but this is the stuff that I want to get into more of. And with the 3D printer, I will be able to print my own kind of beds and stuff like that, just like you said you do. Need to see those minis out at the pile next spring. Believe me, they will be. We just started getting so busy in the shop, and we knew wintertime was coming, so we ended up starting to do all of this stuff. But you will see this out there, because I would like to test that thing. The other one should be identical to this as far as the suspension, the bed, everything should be 100% identical. So this thing should work really well. Like I said, we put it out there and it just powered through everything. So I'm loco. Yeah, you are loco. Yes, we know. A little loco. I mean, nothing. Guy, we got to get together too, Chris. We got to get together as well. As soon as I get that, yes, that definitely, that little tunnel right there is a mailbox. Yes, it is. That is a mailbox. So Bert had it in his Jeep, and I'm like, dude, that's cool. He was like, yeah. He goes, you need it? First thing I said was, that's a bridge. That's not a mailbox. That's a bridge. So that's going to be a tunneled bridge with lights in it. I got to cut the sides out so it's kind of open so you can see through to make it nerdy out and all that other stuff. Yeah, let's see. I make 99% of all my parts. That is awesome. That's always happily take my correct. We're all on the same page when we talk about taking our money. And my camera just went black again, so I don't know what is happening. Hi. Um, Once again, more lighting, more lighting. But yeah, so we're gonna end up doing. I mean, once that bridge is done, it's pretty much everything is drivable. But we may be changing things up. There's gonna be a second story. That'll probably be in here for this year and some of the summer. It might come out in the summertime if I get a chance to build the addition on, because then this is all going to be shop space. I'm going to make that area my woodworking. So if I got to make my own wooden beds or inserts or anything like that, I can run them through my table saw, chop saws, and so on and so forth. That's if I get the addition on the shed next, or on the garage next year. Because if we do that, you'll be able to come in here in the wintertime and then unload all your stuff, clean up, and then there'll be an access to the outside, and that'll all be scale and drivable for 18s, 24s, 110s. So that's on my list. But also, it will be for the construction equipment, just in case we need to move things, change things. We can use the construction equipment to play. Let me know. I'm down to come build some stuff in the garage and mess around one night. You're always more than welcome, buddy. You're always more than welcome. That's really what we do here. Jerry will tell you. Jerry comes over. He starts either working on there while we're building something here, or he'll bring a truck to work on. So really, I mean, we're just building a garage right now because we know wintertime's coming. And whether we're playing with the construction equipment or the RCs or just hanging out, I mean, this is 3 wide. So usually 90% of the time, 3 of us can be working over here. We do have benches and tables over there that you can work on as well. So usually it's just the camaraderie of everybody coming together, having some fun. Like I said, my buddy Matt, we got him into the 18th and the 24 scales. He got a Axial SCX 24, the new Power Wagon. He's been upgrading. We've been showing him what to upgrade first, which he listened, because he actually kept all the weight down low, put some brass in the front just to try to keep all the weight where it should be. But hey, Fred, before I forget, how can I get a hold of you on Facebook, if you don't mind posting it on here? Because I know it's kind of hard to get a hold of each other on YouTube with the comments and stuff like that. Let me know. Trying to keep up with the questions. I didn't think it was going to be that busy, considering it's 5:30 in the afternoon and I know most are coming from work. The only thing that sucks is there is no RC parks for people in wheelchair, because I'm in a wheelchair. So that is, where are you located, Fred? Just out of curiosity. RC Tough. Hey, Bert. Bert, you're slacking. You're slacking. Mine's almost done. I don't know what you're doing over there. I mean, you better get over here and start getting things done. I mean, mine's going to be done and over with and on a shelf, and you're still going to be building yours. For sure. Sounds like a good time. Yes, sir. Like I said, if we're not working on, see, my problem is, well, I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was sick for a good couple of months, and nobody could figure out the issue. And Dent Tower kind of slowly figured out my issue, slowly getting better, slowly getting excited to do the live streams, slowly getting excited to do, work on this, work on the 18. So I left RC kind of behind for a little bit. Besides working on the house, I was having some issues with communication with people, not on their end, but on my end, because of the things I was going through. And I feel more confident talking about it now, because now I feel better because I'm getting treatment. So, but now that I'm feeling better, I've been more in depth into the building, into the customizing, and even building that with the construction equipment and stuff like that. My mind just is focused more on things that I've always wanted to do in the RC world. and that's where the 18th and the 24th scales have been coming into play. And I also have to ask you something. Hold that thought, because I'll probably end up messaging you as well about this. So on my Bronco, I haven't really looked it up yet. So we got the Fury Tech Galaxy upgraded servo. Servo mount is too short and it hits the links. I don't know if you ever ran this servo yet. It's a little long and it hits the links inside. I know you really can't see it, but if I take the bed off or the body off, because no more Bronco body, it hits the links. Have you ever come across a different servo mount that is a little longer or something that it doesn't hit the links? That's on my list of things to do, because that's one more thing. Once this is in, this thing is pretty much fully upgraded and ready to rock. So that's another thing I was going to message you about, and I forgot. Let's see. Got to do what you got to do. I'm in Michigan. Oh, okay. So need to check out the Fury. Dude, guy, that new Fury, I every time I go in the fields, man, that I like the flex. I like the way it's built. I'm not a fan of the paint scheme on the body, but obviously bodies can be changed. But I like the body. I don't like the paint job. But I really, I like it. It seems to be set up pretty well. And like I said, ever since I put this motor, and once again, Bert, what are you talking about, homie? Mine is done. It's orange behind you. Yours ain't done. Yours ain't done, because I still got to design a dancing bed for that, and your front suspension rubs. So you're not done, buddy. But I'm trying to keep up. Fred, you're in Michigan. Gotcha. I was gonna say, I had a gentleman in a wheelchair at my place in my backyard course, and it was accessible for him. And that's, I noticed a lot of places either A, have stairs, or B, have quite a bit of stone. And we have the rock pile downtown, and it's kind of rough because they have a stone path as well. So I get what you're saying. Obviously, I'm not in a wheelchair, so I can't sit there and say that I know how you feel, but I get what you're saying as far as they're not accessible. Obviously, it's not like you can do a lot of the trail rides and G6s like we do here on the rougher terrain. But hopefully something happens where they'll put something accessible for you guys, to help you out. Let's see. Got to do what you got to do. Get an OGRC adjustable mount. I'll send you the awesome. Yeah, I meant to get a hold of you. I haven't really looked into it because, once again, I started tinkering, and now that I figure I was talking to you, it reminded me about this. So, plus, no more heavy Bronco body. We went with a low profile deadbolt body just to keep it easy and lightweight. So I think this thing should perform really well. And when we tested it with a crappy servo in there on some of the stuff over there, it did surprisingly well. But also the thing weighs like 10 pounds, Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I got one and it's awesome. Yeah, the body sucks, but the rest is spot on. So it's a solid truck, guy. Yeah, because I mean, it looks like it is. The suspension and everything seems to be real smooth. I keep touching it at fields, but this time of year is Christmas time, and so yeah, not going to happen. Plus, my daughter is going to college soon, so yeah, so we have to make sure that we kind of penny pinch until we know exactly what we need to do as far as getting her into the college she wants. Yeah. Okay. So you're at least you're with me with the body. Don't get me wrong. I like the body design. I just wish it was one color and not kind of splattered with paint and stickers. So sent you the link for the mount on Facebook. Thank you. At least I know I can order that and get this one finished. I have some little scaly items that will be attached to the truck just to kind of give it a little bit of a different look. But I think the deadbolt body was the best way to go and get rid of the Bronco body, especially considering I'm going to use this a lot. Yeah, that body's sick, but the rest is spot on. It's fantastic. You won't be disappointed. Thanks a lot, Guy, for trying to make me spend more money. And this is why we like you, because yeah, you make people spend money too, just like I do. And so we got way off topic, man. Holy moly. But anyways, Kyosho 66 Chevy, another beautiful truck that they did. And 90% of the time when I get these, first thing I do is I take that out. I take this other suspension clip out. The other, so there's two in the front. So what we do here is we eliminate all of them because, once again, I like to have trucks and toys, and I don't like to drive them too often. So what I do is I just eliminate things and then I add them as I go. So right now, let's see how this thing sits just by removing those. See if I could get away with that. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but nice low tuck. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it, I think. One thing I think I will do though is I think I will add a spacer in the rear just to kick up that back end a little bit like that, to give it that little muscle car old school feel. Nothing too crazy, and I don't really care for the wheel tuck and the wheel open in the front. So I'll probably just put one of them in just to lift it up a little bit more. But that's me. I mean, how often am I going to drive it? Twice a year. So, let's see. I do. I know exactly what you mean. I do. I'll contact you later. I got one. It's awesome. Yeah, the body sucks, but sent you the link on Facebook. I basically will be disappointed and feel the same. Every time I go in there, I think they thank me. So, between this and that Traxxas Ford Raptor in the last couple of weeks, yeah, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't remember what I bought anymore. So, yeah. There is only one park. It's 150 miles from me, and I can't drive no more, so I have no way of. Oh, really? Really? You can't do anything in a backyard or anything, because my backyard is an RC course. We're gonna go through it a little bit and make it more 18th scale and 24 scale friendly. We started doing a little bit last year, but from the beginning of the garage back, there's I want to say 20 something feet. That's going to be more for picture taking, video taking, a little bit more scale stuff. Going to be easier for the 18s, 24s. There's going to be some bridges. There's going to be a pond. There's going to be all kinds of weird stuff going on back here. But once again, we'll probably get some friends over and use a bunch of the construction equipment and get a couple of good solid days in to actually start digging the trails. I dug out 2 of the trails in the back. Took me forever. But I did it with all the construction equipment that I had, which wasn't much. But now we have even more, so it's even better. So I think that should be a blast. And let's see. I know you usually don't. Thank you, Chris Dahl. I appreciate it. But yeah, that was one thing. I knew somebody like you would know that. I like the fact that you told me who you were. After I seen the CD, I was like, oh, now I know who that is. And that was before I looked at that. That's why I called you Chris, because I kind of figured it out after a while, especially when I knew what you were talking about as far as the 24th and the 18th. So, but yeah, I mean, in here, I kind of keep it around 60 degrees. Usually, the more people are moving around in here, it gets warm in here quick. I usually crank the heat with the propane heater. I walk out, come back, it's like 65, and then I turn on the little space heater for a little bit, which usually keeps it around 60. And to be honest with you, it's about 58 in here. And I mean, I'm warm as can be, and this is what I'm wearing. So this is the reason why I put the shop in the home garage, because the shop at my place is 20 by 40, and it just takes way too much to heat, and it gets expensive with the propane furnace I got there. So I know we'll get sidetracked again, but I also wanted to, besides this cool truck that I wanted to show off because I like this weird stuff. I'm used to freezing at the rock pile. I'm not worried about it. I was gonna say 660 degrees is like summertime. Well, where the hell you go going in at 660 degrees? Man, whew, I don't know if I want to go there, buddy. I'm used to freezing at the rock. I'm not worried about it. 60 is like summer. Yeah, that's, to be honest with you, the way my mind goes, I'm like 90 miles an hour. So like it could be like 50 in here or 45 in here, and I'm still wearing this because I get warm real quick. If I'm sitting here doing absolutely nothing and just chatting, I'm freezing. But like I said, 55 to 60 is what we try to keep it on as in here, just so that, I mean, come on now. It's 20 degrees outside. Ain't nobody want to go out there in 20-degree weather. I know you do, Chris. I'm not going out there in 20 degrees. Next thing you know, I'll be in the hospital with pneumonia, and the boogers are frozen in my nose. I look like Dumb and Dumber, where he gets off and he's all frozen together. But the other part of this video is to talk about, which I know some of you guys are probably waiting for this part of the video. And holy moly, I didn't know I was on here for an hour already. So we were doing the East Coast Challenge, which is going to be a 3-day camping weekend. I wanted everybody to be here while I'm announcing this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Jerry likes going outside in the cold. That's why he got a heated jacket and stuff. And I told you those things are great, man. I just my heated vest warms me up. I'm telling you, that thing is the greatest thing I ever bought. The jacket is nice, but the jacket is just too bulky. And even though it's big around, here, the waist and everything, as soon as I go like this, all my sleeves and everything go up, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And if I get a size bigger, it's just too much. So I usually use the vest underneath the hoodie, and that thing keeps me warm. But in here, like I said, around 60 is perfect for me. And I think Jerry can attend to that too, because I think when Jerry's here, I don't think he really complains that it's cold in here either. But so getting back to the other part, which I didn't really want to do first, I kind of wanted to do it second. The East Coast Reckless RC's East Coast Challenge is still a go. I talked to the town, and I talked to the insurance company and everything like that. Everything is 100% approved. We just have to push it back 1 year. It's not anybody's fault. It's nothing. It is definitely happening. We have the campground booked for this year still, but this year is going to be the main players of the game. We're going to reach out to everybody that we want and need involved in this if they want to help. And we're going to get together that weekend, and we're going to plot for 2025. The reason being is, and I don't really hide anything from anybody. And I usually try to be as open as possible with everything that I do as far as events, whether it be taking in money or this or that. Um, I just like to keep everybody on the same playing field as far as what happens. I wish everybody else could have been here that that is on the team. Mike Kroll, Mike Deemer, Tom. I like saying Tom and Jerry together because it's funny. So Tom and Jerry, Bert, um, Mike Rice, all the guys that are in depth with it. Um, I wanted them all to be here that we can just do a big old powwow. But I mean, it's hard. It's winter, families, especially Thanksgiving, holidays. So I know Jerry will test. He doesn't really. It doesn't really matter to him if I say it or if we all say it, as long as it gets said. But we are pushing it off to 2025. Um, health health wise, for some reason, mentally, I was, even though I'm full bore with doing it and I know I can do it, and I know with the help of everybody else, we can pull it off. But something in my head said that this was going to be a failure. Obviously, from doing past events and helping with other events, I know things fail, their first time, which I'm okay with that. But for some reason, I seen something bad happening in my head with this first event. Um, and the fact that my daughter's going to college and any extra financial, um, let's say, any other money coming in may have kind of screwed me from, let's say, helping my daughter go to college as far as, um, the programs that she's in. So we had to put it off because of those two things. First of all, I never want to screw over my own family and put them in a predicament that may hurt them. So we have to hold off 1 year until we figure out this whole college thing. It's definitely happening. We already booked it. The only thing in 2025, we will be pushing it to not pushing it, but pulling it back 1 week. So it'll be the first week in August. Once again, it's definitely 100% a go. It's definitely going to happen. It's just got to be pushed off 1 year. The Reckless RC has to be put into a different kind of business bracket as far as doing this event as well. So it's definitely going to happen. We're going to keep pushing it for 2025. We're going to all next year. We're going to reach out to vendors. We're going to keep going and keep going with the insurance. Keep on the town's good side so that everything's a go. So it will happen. We just, like I said, we have to push it off 1 more year just to make sure everything is going off without a hitch. Also, what is up, Scott Benson? Good to see you. Well, I can't really see you. It's good for you to see me. So, but yes, it once a year drive, money well spent. And Bob, remind me about June so I can go to that event. So remind me every week for the next till next June, so we can remember. But yes, once again, everybody that will be reaching out probably in the beginning of the year and to some folks to that see if they want to be involved. Once again, the first one we know may fail. We don't know all the financials as far as what's going to come in, what's going to go out. We have an idea. So I have a feeling it'll still be good if we did it this year, but we want to get the group together, take measurements, make sure we have camping sites right. We have event sites right. We're going to cut the events in half. So all of the events that we talked about before are going to probably, half of them are going to be cut. You're only going to have a few things, which will still be fun, but we will also be making it so that it'll be easier for you guys to win trophies and such. We have a feeling that 3 days is not going to be enough time to do all the events that we had in our head. So we are going to go ahead and pick the most common events and then add on from there as far as a few fun things to possibly win trophies. Let's go with the normal things. You're gonna have the construction and the semis. So those will stay because I have a feeling that a lot of people will like that, especially folks in PA, Ohio, Western New York, which I didn't really know how big it was until I started getting into it and meeting people like um, Bob, which we call the Bobs. Um, we don't want good, we want great. Correct, Jerry. With more planning and especially having that weekend to ourselves at the campsite, and nothing against anybody, I have a feeling in one day, just all of us together, scouting, tagging the trails, which Grok is 100% okay with us doing. It will help us for the following year. Guy, correct. So we are going with the most common. Um, we want to make sure that people can win trophies. There is no participation trophies, just for walking in and driving your truck. We don't believe in participation trophies. So get that out of your head. Not trying to be ignorant about it, but a lot of people are like, "How come I didn't win a trophy?" Well, obviously, we don't believe in participation trophies. We believe in learning your truck, driving your truck, knowing your truck, and believe me and the Element Utron, I know that truck like what it can do and what it can't do, where it would strive, where it doesn't strive. So I feel if you have a comp rig, something like that, you should know that rig. So in saying that, comp rig, we will have comps. Definitely, Guy, we will definitely still have the comps. Comps are a big thing. I don't really participate in them. I love seeing them, but I really don't really have anything set up for a comp. I mean, maybe the Utron would work because I know that thing crawls up weird stuff like nothing. Jerry can attest to that. Bert can attest to that. Tom can attest to that. There's a bunch of guys that will actually tell you that that thing is pretty durable. After I broke a lot of parts and put a lot of parts in it. So you will have the 110 scale comps. I will work with people like Guy and such that know the comps more. So obviously, Guy, we will be reaching out. Chris will probably be reaching out to you as well, because we want to make sure that 24th and 18th are in there as well. Obviously, they are going to be separated from the 10 scale because even though we're cutting things in half as far as things that you can win trophies on, we still know that people are going to want to not only do a crawler comp, but they're probably going to want to do a rally comp or this or that. So we will do some kind of rally. Don't know as well as a circle track with a couple bump jumps in there. So that's thank you, Chris. Thank you, Guy. I don't have to thank you, Jerry, because I already know that you're excited as well. So you know what? I'm just going to interrupt and say bringing these chairs out here, other than the squeak, has been the greatest thing ever because I am so comfy right now, especially considering that the heater is blowing at me. So, but yes, 24th, 18th scale comps, construction, semi truck. We're going to figure out a road for that, and something to do with that. Which Grok said, if we need dirt or anything, just let him know. He'll be able to make sure that we have what we need at our disposal, any water, anything like that, as far as making little mud pits or things wetter, whatever. So that's perfect. 10 scale comps we will be doing. We're cutting the airplanes out. No flying, no FPV drones. The only one that will be flying a drone will be me. Not saying that I'm the man or anything like that. It's just that for insurance purposes and walking the whole place, which before we go, I know we're getting too far off track and this is turning into a longer process. Lucky enough, most of you, I know, ain't working tomorrow, so you guys ain't got nothing better to do than to stare at this pretty face. But I did put together a little video with some drone footage of the location, pictures of the scouting, and like I said, so that you guys get an idea that we have a whole campsite to ourselves. And not only is it a whole campsite to ourselves, it's basically an open platform for whatever we need to do. So we are still renting the place for that 3 days. And once again, we'll get in touch with most of you so that you guys can walk it and we can all plot so we have an idea to make this great, make it better. I'm not going to go to say the whole Trump, we're going to make this thing great again, because we haven't even done it yet. But we're going to try to make it as great as possible so that it's one of the things on the map for Western New York, as far as, oh man, Western New York has something not comparable to Axial Fest, because I don't know how any of us can make that as big as that, because they throw money at it and we're broke. So we ain't throwing a lot of money at it. We're just doing what we can. But honesty is the best policy. So I figured I'd be honest with you. We're going to do our best to every year make it better. And I think with holding off 1 year and getting a whole group together that is on the same page, knows what they're doing as far as comms and semi trucks and construction, we can get this all plotted in 3 days, which I think if we just took Saturday, walked everything, staked everything, then went over to the other side and said, okay, we can put construction trucks here, we could do this here. I think that's going to help us a lot. Obviously, like I said, I don't know what we're going to do for trophies yet. Like I said, we obviously pushing it off. We can figure it out. Let me just get to some of these questions before I continue on. The Hearst on my YouTube channel picture is a 32 Hearst that was in that picture. I redid it on the SS. Don't have a lot of money, so I'm working. That's funny you said that. We just talked about the same thing. We're not millionaires, obviously. We just a bunch of nerds that hang out and just throw whatever money, little bit of money we have at things. So that's awesome. I'm gonna look into that. The 4x4 pulling truck. My buddy Tom, he actually has a track at his place in North Boston, New York, and they do pulling there every first Saturday of the month. Awesome time, great time. The trucks are awesome. It's just a blast. Everybody gets along. So that's cool to see you doing the 4x4 pulling truck. You never know what can happen. Correct, Chris. I think with the planning and cutting down on a lot of the events that we wanted to go with and getting a good group, solid group together, plus saving up the extra money just in case we run into some extra money that we, just in case there's costs that we didn't know about going into it, it also helps. Like I said, with my daughter going to college, next year in September or August or whenever they start, I think it's August around here. I don't know what I'm going to get into, and I don't know what I'm going to need to do. And if I have that burden and, my daughter's burden, I don't want anything to happen with the family as far as, being stressed and anything like that, trying to get that out of my life. So, correct. We'll see what happens. And I have a feeling waiting 1 more year, I think we're gonna make this thing pretty solid. Like I said, but it's all going to come down to reservations as well. RVs, campers, tents, yada, yada, yada. Some more info. If you have an RV, something like that, there's no waste. There's no outlets that you just pull up and plug your camper in. You will be able to use a generator, but at night at quiet time, shut it down because obviously quiet time, nobody wants to listen to your generator. Just like I don't want to listen to my own generator when I'm going to bed. But we'll get to that. You never know what can happen. I'm going to make the body like up just like a real pole 4x4 point. That is awesome. Yeah, Tom, my buddy Tom, a lot of the guys that they got, Darren Mealy, another good guy. He comes in with trucks with massive power, builds them himself, customizes the chassis, powerhouses. I'm talking about powerhouses. Um, need to roll. Need to roll. You'll have a happy, safe Thanksgiving, Guy. I'm gonna reach out to you. Thanks for joining in. Once again, like I said, probably within the next couple weeks, I'll get in touch with you, or I'll just send you something random and stupid just to make you laugh, like I usually do to most people. Um, what is good, y'all? Osborne RC, how you doing? We're just chatting about. We went through this. We went through a couple other things. We went through a deadbolt. We went through um, garages, and now we're just randomly chatting about builds and our Reckless RC East Coast. So, good, y'all. Reckless Fred. Oh, bye, Guy. We'll miss you. But so like I said, we got to wait a year for that. But in waiting, we will be able to dial in how many events we can have, how many trophies. We still know that the show and shine is going to happen. That is a definite. So we will still have day passes. We'll still have visitor passes, which is a non-competing kind of pass. So you won't be allowed to bring your RCs in and stuff like that. You'll just be able to come as a visitor. But we will still have all that. It's just one more year. We'll make it better, and just have fun with it. But like I said, it's just something that needs to happen, because if we rush into it, it's just going to fail. And I don't want it to fail. I want everybody to have fun. I want it to be something that everybody can talk about. And I know the guys that are with me, Jerry, Tom, Crawl, Deemer, all the Mike. Well, I should say all the Mikes, Bert. I know everybody wants it to succeed. So that's why we figure we'll still rent the campsite for those 3 days. It'll give us an idea as far as give us an idea of what to expect. I know Friday on registration day, opening it up at 7 a.m. Might have to bump it to 6 a.m. so that everybody can get in. We're trying to get everybody in by 1, 2 o'clock at the latest that Friday. So that's really not going to change all the itinerary as far as everything that we're working out for timing and stuff like that will probably not change. So it's just the date really is changing. So 2025, August 1st through the 3rd, I think I have it marked down, is when it's going to be. Fred. So I'm always looking for someone junk RC they don't want anymore. Yeah, that's all of our junk laying around lately has been turned into stuff. We have wheels and tires that we haven't used in years, and we have some that just came about like in a week, and we ended up finding use for wheels and tires. And yeah, anything we possibly can, we try to use. There's things hanging on the wall, scrap metal over there. There's bins of spare hinges and stuff like that from doors that we've been cutting up and using. So yes, Fred, I am the same way. I am a nerd to try to make sure that they kind of have their place. This one is still going to get the interior taken back out. This one's going to need a CB radio and a couple other things that I want to put in it. And a scale driver that's got to go in that. This one, since you can see inside of this one, you really can't see too much inside the 57 Chevy. So this one will get an interior. I'll figure something out as time goes by. I've been debating trying one of the Slayer chassis. You guys got to stop with this. You know that, right? They need to stop coming out with stuff because as soon as you get one thing built, you're on to another one, and it's driving me up the wall to the point where I have so much stuff in here, and I'm trying to finish one project and then come out with something neat like this one. Um, and the Traxxas, that Slash Raptor R that I got, I want to do lights on that and stuff. So it's like, plus there's a few trucks down there that need to get done. Uh, so tell me about it. I have too You listen. I got a whole cabinet now full of 24th and 18th scale stuff. So, and a couple of them still need to be finished up. And now that you sent me that link, I will. I'm going to get on that as well, so I can finish that up and get that thing running again. So I can test it out on that stuff, so I can get it dialed in. I have to get my TRX4M Bronco back from Tom so that I can dial that in a little bit better, even though that thing was pretty stout last year, kind of stuck to everything. So, but yeah, I had fun with so much fun with the minis that I really, um, yeah, I haven't really touched much of anything else other than the one day with the Utron, but that was what for the G6 that Chris Perry had at where was that? That was Chestnut Ridge. So other than that, especially in the wintertime, Chris, it's I don't like the cold. I hate the cold. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of it at all. So that's where I'll be nerding out quite a bit in the warmth as far as going out in the cold and driving them. No, no. But once again, like I said, I want to incorporate more of that trail stuff for 1/10 with I think we were able to make it through quite a bit of stuff last year on the course with the 18s and the 24s. I know there was a couple tough spots, but that's where mini winches, I guess, will come in handy. We had a meet at my house in the garage Monday. It was a good time. That is awesome. Did I see that? I don't remember if I seen that on. Did you have that on the mini page? I'll have to check that out. I've been between work and this college stuff and working on this stuff. I need to get these projects done because there's a red Cross RC dually right there that is just waiting to get the tow truck boom in the back. My Cross RC WT4 tow truck needs to get done before next spring. So when people come over lately, I've been really just working on the bench. Jerry's been tinkering over there. Bert has been tinkering with the other K truck. Other than that, like I said, I want to get a couple more of the 18th and the 24th dialed in so that they're done. So I have go-to trucks when that time comes. Like I said, this won't take long as far as putting the light kit in the 20 and making it rear wheel drive. So it's the same thing as the 57 Chevy. So a half hour, I'll probably have the lights and the suspension done. K truck needs a little bit more work, nothing too crazy. I know it has to be stripped down and touched up, painted. Any final modding done needs to be done. The other 14 scale dump truck that I put together needs a couple more things, just basically a battery mount and such. And then that one's done. Let's see. Really nothing else as far as anything too crazy. I got to get another nitro card done as well for a buddy. That thing I had running and then all of a sudden stopped running, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. The next thing is doing the brake line and gasoline line and the exhaust. Am I spelling wrong? I'm sorry. That's okay. My spelling and talking sometimes is both wrong. Yes. Yep. I just got to figure out where, because with the sound kit and the light controller and everything, and I want to run the bed on its separate battery. I think I just need to take the seats out, trim. There's that little stub on the seat that needs to be trimmed down. And I think once that's done, the one battery will fit perfectly underneath the seat without pushing the seat up. And then the other battery should mount nicely on top of the ESC once I put all the wiring down. So nothing too crazy. It's just, you know how it is, Jerry, with those things. You have a cab like this, and I tried to fit wiring and other add-ons that are like this in that little space. So what it take ain't gonna take much. I did a couple things at work the one day as well to finish up some weird stuff that needed to be done. But like I said, I'm just trying to get the whole fleet of K-trucks done, as well as that dump done, which we already know it's 100% usable. Yeah, I'm hoping. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to have to put the main battery that runs the truck. I'm going to have to bring it back in here, and now that the sound kit is mounted where it needs to go, I just got to do a little bit of shaving down on the bottom of the seats, that little stem, and I think that one will fit perfect. As far as I'm not running anything other than these small little batteries in it, because we already know last time it was here, I think I had this little battery in it, and it ran the whole time. So I don't think that will be an issue running that most of the day. And if I could run little 2000s, I think that running the truck and a 1100 running the actual dump bed, I think it'll last quite a while. So, gotcha. Yeah, Fred, I'm gonna check that out later this evening when I get off of this live, because I'll probably put some YouTube channels like I usually do on the TV behind me, and then I'll probably end up tinkering with some stuff. So, I want to get a lot of the stuff done, but main concern is paint booth, and then the box for the 3D printer, because I don't know when I'm going to get one, but I know it's going to happen, and I know most of that stuff is going to have to move, all the shelves and everything. So, oh, look at it. I can see my hand in the background. But I mean, really what I wanted to pop on for was to let everybody know that the big event, camping weekend event, is still going to happen. It's just got to be postponed 1 year. And with that, that'll give me time to reach out to some trophy companies, and so on and so forth, to figure out how and what the cost is going to be for those and how many different events. Because I know I haven't really posted much, but we can watch this together. So let's see here. And I'll have to send this to Guy so he can see it later. But I'm going to put this on the screen with you guys here. Oh, hang on. Add this. There we go. All right. So, since I was goofing off here, I'm going to read. Let me know if the volume's too loud. I don't really post videos on this and stuff. But this is the whole entire campground we have available. Sorry, it was windy, so my drone was bouncing around a little bit, trying to fight the heavy winds at 100 something feet in the air. But I just wanted you guys to see that we have a whole campground. It's wide open for us. So we can do whatever we want as far as making things work. It's fun. No boats, no planes. We took those out of the equation because it's really not a good place to stay hurting anybody. So, but in the woods we have, we can see some pictures. You can see that there's a lot to play with. So this is going to be huge. Hopefully you can get it out. How about now? I know this is kind of loud. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? I know that music was loud, so. Yeah. Okay, so at least I know it's only got to be up like 2 notches when I play a video. But just so everybody knows, this is the property. Obviously, we'll show some pictures of the woods and some of the stuff that me, Jerry, Tom, and Bert found. We found some cool areas, and like I said, it's our whole playground for 3 days. It's just dialing everything in to make it good. We found some nasty mud pits. It's just dialing in all the G6s and making sure that everybody has fun. And the point of it is really making it so that people see that West New York's RC community is huge. Obviously, right there is where the huge tent goes. There's a couple cabins as well to the right along that tree line. Those are actually already spoken for. So those campers that are there, I think he said he has a couple campers there that are rentable. We're going to talk to him more as the time goes by. But some of those are some of the residents that kind of are permanent. So, which is not a big deal because meeting them from a couple of events when I was there, they were perfectly fine. They were cool, down to earth people. But in the tree lines, as you'll see in the pictures. Thank you, Fred. Oh, the STL file. Sorry, I got so in depth with talking about the campsite thing that I had a brain fart. Awesome, yeah. Like I said, when I get ready to rock and roll, man, I like I said, I want to make it so that I can learn how to start designing my own stuff and being able to come up with some neat stuff to build. I actually love, and I'm glad I'm slowly getting better to the point where I can actually do these live chats. For a while, I didn't have like the motivation to sit here and chat. Like it was a fight to get in front of the camera again. And I actually like this. I like talking to people from different states. When I was big into doing the lives last year, man, we were talking to people from the UK. We were talking to people from Ohio, Michigan, California. I think there was a couple people from Missouri, and so it's really neat to see what people have going on and their different views on the RC world. And knowing that there's more people out there doing custom work is just awesome. I've done it with real deal cars for years, and now that I'm getting this base set up, I'm having so much fun doing it with the smaller stuff as well. And me personally, if you ask a lot of the people, I mean, I like throwing huge events in the local RC community, and this is what this video is about. We're going to be setting up kind of an Axial Fest kind of thing. But now we're into the pictures of some of the property. Obviously, the leaves will be cleaned up and so on and so forth. I know we lost some of the users that were watching, but I'll end up posting this video all by itself as well and pointing people to it. But you can see we were finding mud pits for some of the events, and just scoping out the trails to see and making sure this was going to work. Which we now know it will. You know, meeting up with the guys and going out there and seeing it, we'll know we'll have a lot of debris cleanup and so on and so forth. So there's enough entrances and enough trails out there that we'll be able to do multiple G6 runs. So each G6 run can be different, which is going to be great. It'll give everybody a different experience when we go out with the sixes and mud trucks and so on and so forth. But I can't believe I've been on here for an hour and a half and it doesn't even feel like it. This is great. This is great. But like I said, this should be a great time. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But as most can see, we scoped out a lot of little areas, and now we can flag them. I mean, some of these runs I think are going to be a blast. We are going to go by the no hand of God rule. Everything is going to be pretty scale, but we will have the G6 for the sixes and mud trucks, which you know, that'll be a tougher trail. But I think a lot of the scale rigs should be able to make it through most of this. Winches and tow straps will be. That is our buddy Tom checking out the bathroom. Showers, heated showers. Obviously, things are a little dirty right now because it's the end of the season here in Buffalo and everything's getting cold. So, but hot showers, bathrooms on premises. So, porta potties are scattered throughout as well. But we will dial in more, and as time goes by, we'll be making changes. And like I said, I think Grok said that a few of those campers can be rented out. He just has to go through them, clean them, make sure everything's good to go. But as you can tell from the pictures, it's just a nice, big, open area and perfect for what we need to do here. I know we got a lot of random people jumping in and out, but just to let everybody know, this is for some videos and pictures for the campsite we're using for the East Coast Challenge in 2025 August. But planning's going to have to start next year, so to make sure we go off without a hitch. A good solid couple years of planning will make it even better for all of us. And for anybody that's wondering where that van is, that is my $500 van that I kind of live in when I go traveling and stuff. And that is my has Wi-Fi, internet, TV, power, everything. My little nerdy little kind of home away from home. But yeah, once again, this video was just to show off the Kyosho rig that I'll probably end up tinkering with when I get off of here, maybe, or I'll probably go eat dinner. But that, and it was basically to talk about the changes in the East Coast Challenge. Once again, it's not going to be like Axial Fest, but it'll be kind of similar as far as what we want to do as far as making it fun. Obviously, we're not going to steal their ideas, but how many different events can you have that isn't going to mimic somebody else's events? So, but once again, we just all want to make it fun, have a good time, and just have something different here in Western New York that we can kind of be excited about every year. We don't have too many of that as far as big events like that happen. Also, another big thing will be next year. I like that squeak of the chair. We will be returning to our cookout next June. Um, so we will be back to that, and we will also probably schedule maybe one more big event next year. Don't know what it is yet. Don't know what it's going to be about. We haven't really figured that out, but we will return with the cookout next June. Now that we're not doing the event next year, and then the following year, 2025, we may do just the cookout and the East Coast Challenge. As far as the swap meets and stuff like that, I will leave that to probably somebody else, unless we could fit it in somewhere. But on that note, I want to thank everybody for joining in. We will be doing some more. I want to get into doing some of these live chats while I'm actually working and building and customizing things. Therefore, if people have questions on what I did with this and what's going on here and what are you doing and so on and so forth, we can all grab ideas, have fun, and just kind of chat while working on stuff. Because in the end of the day, I think that's really what the hobby is about. Everybody getting along, everybody kind of having fun, everybody working on their rigs, whether it be crawlers, bashers, nerdy scale stuff like this that never see the road, stuff like that. But once again, thanks for joining in. Brad, awesome talking to you. Jerry, I know I'll probably be talking to you in like 20 minutes. Chris Dahl, I'll be getting a hold of you. Guy, I'll be getting a hold of you. Scott Benson, it was good to see you say hi for the first time in a while. Really didn't get to see too much of you this year because I really didn't go out and do anything too much like I really wanted to. But yeah, until next time, take care, everybody, and have fun. Go build something cool. Later.